Hello again, and thank you for joining me. Jessica Beagle here, and I'm with the Department of Education. In this video, we will continue to discuss the revamped form DS-4513. This is a continuation of the first video, which covered the instructions and parts 1 and 2. This video will cover part 3, reclassifications, and part 4, head of component. So part 3, reclassifications. This tab has not changed at all in terms of function. You will notice added information at the top of this form. This again is just general information to help us with the process. These are things we look at and will often prompt us to have to reach out to the district for additional information. The most common reclassification between direct and indirect costs seen on this sheet are legal and audit in the Board of Education function, objects 3170 and 3180. Those are the only two object codes allowed for function 231. If you hover over the object code column for that function, a note will pop up informing you that those are the only functions or the only objects allowed. If the object codes are not limited, you will find a brief description and it may tell you that adjustments are allowed. And it looks something like that. It is imperative that you list the object codes on this tab. The rows will expand to accommodate all of the object codes that you may list. The listing of the object codes will obviously keep us from having to call or email you requesting that you provide us with this list. The last thing to note about this section is that you only need to enter the amount in the increase or decrease to direct and unallowable. The form does the rest for you. You will also see that it totals each column for us at the bottom. Moving on to the tab labeled Part 4, HOC. This became a new piece of the puzzle as of last year. This is only required for districts with membership greater than 2,999. How do you know if you're a district with membership greater than 2,999? Well, we do publish a list on the indirect webpage, and I have provided the list here, or a link to the list that you can look at. I will also be sending emails out to those districts. In multiple communications, we have asked that you add a business manager contact to the EEM. I will draw a list from there to communicate with the districts on this list. Our other option is to contact a list of FID submitters. However, we found that this wasn't exactly the right path last year, as the information didn't always reach the right person. So I will attempt to contact these districts. It will help if you check the list published on our indirect site and ensure that the business manager contact is in the EEM. Now, on to the form. A bit of background information as to why we are required to collect this is listed at the top. If you are on the list of districts with membership greater than 2,999, you will check the yes box and continue to complete the rest of the form. If you're not on the list, you can check no and you are finished with the process, and you can submit your form electronically using the provided link. For those who checked yes, you will provide the information requested. I have updated this form based on many conversations with districts who were required to submit this information last year. We're looking for the head of the department whose salary is charged to a 250 function. So I ask in this form for the employee's name. I ask for the position title. And then I ask for the total cost of employment, which would include salary, benefits, travel, etc. If this individual salary is only charged to a 250 function, you will only fill in these top 3 lines. If the salary is split between functions, say 252 and 232, you would provide that information as well. So I'm just going to add some information here so you can see what it would look like. If I'm only charged to a 250 function, this is all I do. If I'm split between multiple functions, I'm not sure what happened there. I would check yes, and then I would show the split. Below the salary information, I've asked that you provide a brief overview of the responsibilities of this position. If this position oversees one other individual and you are a 2-person business office team, that is pertinent information to this process. I also want to know who this position reports to. Does this position oversee other functions like HR, transportation, maintenance, or maybe food service? All of this information is helpful. If you scroll a little bit further down, I'm asking for the assistant head position. If the head of the business function is, say, an assistant superintendent, then maybe the assistant head is a business manager. Or the head could be a CFO and the assistant head could be the director of finance. Because districts are able to organize in a manner fitting for their district, I'm not able to demonstrate exactly what it would look like for your district, but I am trying to provide you with a picture that you might be able to relate to help you fill out this form. The final and vital piece of information that I will need for a determination is an organization chart. Most districts have one. If you do not, draw it on a piece of paper. I know it sounds silly, but I really want to see where those positions fall on the org chart. What position does the head report to? Where is this position in relation to the superintendent? And what positions does the head oversee? And positions are important. If the org chart only has names, this will likely not provide the information that I need because I may not be familiar with your district staff. Once you have reached this piece of information or this form, you are finished. You will submit the DS-4513, and if you're a district with membership greater than 2,999, an org chart. When you submit the form through the online portal, which is called Form Site, I give you a place to submit the DS-4513, a place to submit the org chart, and a place to include additional documents if you would like. Some districts have nice, helpful spreadsheets that they share if they have a lot of subcontracts that are spread over a multitude of functions. I am asking that you submit the Excel file this time, just because it's going to help us if adjustments are needed. We're collecting totals from the other pages, and if these adjustments are needed on our end, it's helpful to have the ability to make the adjustments in the electronic file. And that is the end. I suppose I could show you one more thing really quickly. This is where the totals are collecting. These probably won't be entirely accurate until we've had a chance to look at them, verify the data, and add in anything manual, which would be the part 1 that's needed. If you've made it this far, congratulations. Get yourself a little treat and celebrate, especially if you watched both videos. I know change is challenging, but I do hope these improvements are helpful in the long run. Please feel free to email me with questions. I do seem to be away from my desk a lot more these days, so it's often faster to email me. I will take time to give you a call if it's needed, as I know a lot of times it's easier to hash things out in a real conversation. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day, and I look forward to working together.